Yeah, be careful because he's got a broke butt. Yeah, ran over.
Let me show you where the potty is.
PJ, what are you doing?
What do you have there?
Four, at least five. Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you have them all.
Notice you get in the hair as it glistens through his, into the sun there. It's like glistening through his hair. Bloody.
Posters for your shop.
Cute, Paul. You look so cute. The glow around your head.
Poster. That's a shop poster.
Evelyn's agreeing. We should get Evelyn
I gotta be
a
honest
picture
with you,
too.
my boss wanted me to put that
So we
up.
haven't worked this thing, Evelyn.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
My boss at
You're
work,
responsible for that.
I am. I got him the poster. I got him the babes.
Good
And
job.
Evelyn will kill me later on the poster.
Oh, you know, here we are, the group. The rainbow, everybody.
Good swimming pool product.
Jessica, what's the matter, lady? You sick. Oh no, well don't get my boy sick.
Nice shirt on.
You're the only person I haven't gotten yet.
I was trying to hide.
I noticed that, but the camera doesn't let anyone hide, huh, Kelsey?
See, I'm going outside. You can't take your puff out.
Tuesday
And this is the whole day.
Yeah, it's on this videotape,
Except nobody
Jim.
has-
She's sick. Wonderful. So I've never been this young before.
Yeah. Now, even
What does it mean when it says shutter?
The shutter's working. Crusades.
You're not going to put a cake? Go ahead, Jim, help. Jim, put his head in the cake.
No. Put your face on the cake, Paul. Come on. I don't want to do that. Pretend you're 3 instead of 36.
You know who gets the first piece?
me.
The person who can tell me.
No.
The person who can tell me. You get the first piece.
Whoa.
Jesus' Father made Jesus die?
What do you say?
Remember the day I came out of my mommy's tummy. I remember it, Ryan. My father said, God, I didn't want a little boy. And I started to cry.
You trashed that cake, Jim.
You did have to cry. You know what that reminds me of? What that reminds me of? When that guy came with that big truck last week to deliver that gravel, and he did that to my New York.
Did you get it fixed?
Jim, I don't know where your finger's been, buddy. Come on.
It looks like it's been someplace real bad.
Ladies first.
Did you get your at all?
The noisiest person.
That's pretty. You're getting quite amazing. You got a mushroom fetish, don't you?
I was going to make a whole thing
Ryan,
like that.
what number comes after 11?
Can you use illustration to cut the
Damien, what number comes after 5?
Happy party birthday!
Evelyn, finish your cake, we're leaving.
The dance.
What are you doing, Ryan? Is this the first time for us?
No.
Have we ever had an aquarium before?
Yeah.
We have?
Christmas.
Oh, a long time ago. Is this a hard job?
No, it's an easy job.
You doing a good job? Damien, you helping him? Oh, Damien, that wasn't good. Don't make a mess. No, Antonio. Shane, what's wrong, honey? What's wrong with your fish? Tell the people what happened to your fish. Tell everybody what happened. You see, folks, Shane's fish is dying. We got him yesterday at the state fair. We put him in the tank last night. And today, at approximately 12:35 p.m., Shane's fish is going to go to heaven. Shane, was he a good fish?
Yeah.
Did you love him?
Yeah.
Are you going to bury him?
Yeah.
You're going to bury him outside with Lindsay?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
No.
Let's wait till he dies all the way.
No.
And we're going to get you new fish, aren't we? We're going to get you a new one, honey.
It can come alive, Dad.
He might, but it's up to Jesus now. I think he's dying. He just doesn't have enough strength to live.
There's the mountains. Yes, this is our yard.
Baby.
Yeah, he does that every once in a while.
I did. Now he's saying, this diaper doesn't feel good. I said, well, you're a big boy. You don't need a diaper.
And what's that on you? Lindsay, stay out of the street. Why do you have a diaper on? You don't wear diapers. Yeah, there's balloons up there, aren't there?
And I got those ones.
Yeah. They're all around. This is our neighborhood. It's our best view of the mountains. And look at this yard, everybody. Look at that grass. Is it beautiful or what? We have blocked our view. But we've still got pieces of it. Looks a lot different from when you were here, huh, John Davis? And look at this grass. Little trash in there that we're not allowed to get out. There's the beginning of the play structure. She's not. Oh, there's our sprinkler system going. No. No.
What we got going on? Pop around the...
Here's out our back door. You can still see balloons there in the distance. And if we look straight up, there's a balloon right there. Let's go back here and pan the yard. And there is our play structure. And there is the path that we're not allowed to use. Because Paul won't let us. I'm getting sprayed with a sprinkler. My garden has been overtaken by marigolds, orange straglings. These weren't planted or planned. Is it coming? He saw me, that's the problem. Camera, you can move around in.
Yes, I moved.
Go ahead. Jump and run. Do some tricks. Can you stand on your head?
Oh no, look, Chris.
Look, there's Cool Glenn. Cool Glenn. Where are you, Victor? I can't see you.
Move.
I see a hand. Woo! A cartwheel and rolling down the hill. There's Timothy.
Go get your sister and you stay in, okay?
Hey, Glenn. Thanks for coming out to see me. I'm going to expect a picture. All right? What are you going to draw for me? No idea? It'll be a surprise. Well, you want to say something to Grandma? Because she's going to look at this tape when I go home. What do you want to say, Victor?
There's no way you're gonna catch me.
No way, not with this camera. You're right.
Sit down and you can.
Timothy, what do you want to say to Grandma? Huh? That's what you want to say? Be shy?
Put the camera down and chase me. Try to take
God, I gotta rest. I don't have as much energy as you do. Okay.
You got
Glenn gone? Yes, I do. Say hi to Ryan and Damien. Say hi, Ryan.
I make a good shield, don't I?
Timothy, say hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Tell him how old you are.
I am 6.
Say hi to Damien.
Hi, Damien.
And Shane.
And Shane.
And Casey.
And Casey.
Say, I'm your cousin.
I am your cousin.
Hi, Princess. Come on over.
Okay, Joe, I know you love the camera. Where is she? Oh, and we got a purse? What is this?
Bag.
Shut up.
Oh my, look at this woman. Look at her.
I sure look good.
This is a little girl who was 6 months old and was screaming in my apartment for an hour.
I sure look good.
Okay. You look good.
So you get me painting.
Are you tickling?
Have fun on your job.
Have fun on your job?
Yeah, I hope I see you next time.
Yeah. She'll have to get up here and visit you soon.
I'm pretty as always, and you know, every time next time you see me, I'll be wearing makeup.
Wearing makeup? You already are wearing makeup.
I know.
You want to talk about your boyfriend?
Yeah, his name is Otis Williams. I'm talking really cute. And, he's really nice, too. He's also funny. Don't go laughing. Quit embarrassing me. No pictures allowed. Put it on him. Put it on him.
And there's the man. The famous Aga.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I don't get Noel and, oh, here's some clowns over here.
Twiddledee, two Twiddledees.
Twiddledee and Twiddledum.
Come on, guys, don't hurt each other. Want to see something?
That's a permanent state. That's how my kids are all the time, in that position. But they're not as nice with each other. And we got Ruthie working hard here. Shoes. Look at that. Don't those hurt your feet?
I live.
You live?
They don't hurt.
When I wear shoes like that, they hurt.
Give me my pal. Give me my pouch! There's how grown up she is. That's her natural state. Chasing her brothers.
Yeah, get those shoes off and you can move like a real human being.
Give me my pouch!
Okay.
Hope her makeup didn't break. Don't answer the Lord yet. Read. You're not out!
Bye, you guys.
So, Aga, what do you think of this family here?
Great.
They've been good tenants. All right. That's all you ask, huh? They pay.
Here we go. The young PIEPERGERDES children. Little girl, what's your name? She's quiet. There's this girl here.
Amy.
And what's your name?
Amy.
Amy, should you be asleep? Well, you better get to sleep right now. And you, I'll get pictures of you tomorrow morning when it's not so dark, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, downtown Lamoni, Iowa, 1991. The ghosts are still here. JJ, JD, Paul Davis. Bob's used to be, I think Bob's used to be here, JD. This used to be Bob's. Many a fight, barroom fight. Over there is where the coffee shop used to be. Jerry's Floral used to be the coffee shop. Now it's what you see. There's a stag shop over there. People wondering what we're doing. Laurie. There's Laurie over there. With all the kids. There's the stag shop, JD. Young people coming to visit their roots. You can see now the procession of cars coming back home to the hill. It's for all of you back east watching this tape wondering, who is that woman?
Yeah.
These are her children.
Hey, look.
There's the baby back here. Ryan, you see this girl, Kara? You're going to marry her one day. Kara, say hi to Ryan. Tell Ryan I think you're a handsome little boy.
There's Damien. Amy.
There's Amy.
Where's that? Oh, there's Amy.
And there's the young wife.
And here's Shane's, and there's
Pretty
Kate's.
good for all these years, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you get Leah?
Where's Leah? I got Leah. Hi, Leah. All the PIEPERGERDES children. Look at this thing. Only in downtown Lamoni. Woo! Thank JD.
How does your stroller look so good, Lori?
There's where we used to go for
How
lunch.
does your stroller look so good?
There's the high V.
It's already pretty bad.
That's the high V, JD, and there's the look down that street. Seems to me, JD, there's a laundromat down there, isn't there? And that's where you and I, when we first came here. Look that way. I am now going to take JD on a walk down memory lane. JD, I'm going to go in the bank. Let's go in the bank. That was Lowell Davis's office. Here's a student coming up for a little loan. They all do it. I did it. Here's a fellow who's been here for years.
Year and a half.
Year and a half. This man does not adhere to the dress code with his haircut. That's okay. This fellow is from Lamoni. Sir, are you from Lamoni?
New Jersey.
You're from Jersey? I'm from Baltimore. Jersey meets Baltimore, okay. I'll bet you're a football player, aren't you?
No,
You're not?
music major, actually.
Well, good for you, sir. How you like Graceland College?
That's pretty good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back now. Thank you. Shh. And that's it. That's the walk down memory lane. Anytime JD and I came in here asking for help. JD, there is Edgerton's. Remember it used to be a grocery store? Well, now, JD, it is a coffee shop. I'm going to take you in that coffee shop, JD, because you're my brother and I love you. It's because of you that I had these experiences here. You've done one thing right, JD. You led me the right way. Here we go. This is the coffee shop. Seems to me there's an apartment up there. I can't remember. JD, flashback. Here we go. Here's the coffee shop. This is the new coffee shop. This is what it's like. All these people wonder who the hell I am. I don't care. I work on television. I ain't got to be afraid. Here comes some visitors now. They're leaving. Folks, where are you from?
Right here in town.
Good. Congratulations. This is the old Edgerton's, JD. Here comes the television. Here comes another couple coming in to eat. And there's that street down there, JD. There's Varsity Drug. Varsity Drug, JD. Connie, do you remember my brother JD?
I don't want to.
This is Connie, JD. Remember her?
Hello.
She's got some kids. She lived in Ohio for a while and she came back to Lamoni because she missed it. This is Varsity Drug.
Here, I'll tell you what, you don't even have to.
In the alley. There it is, JD. Many a night. Many a night. Inside the Lamoni Coliseum. Again, there's Bob's. Not a Radio Shack, I guess. JD, the post office, if you remember, didn't the dentist used to live there? And there's the post office. I didn't use it very often, but that's it up there.
Nobody said anything about
This is for Joyce to see.
Yeah.
Joyce, she's got a
Yeah,
baby
they
in
said they
there.
didn't see
I
Rhoda.
swear.
Yeah.
Another granddaughter.
She's picking up a big stick.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's beautiful. Well, New Mexico is a beautiful state. It has mountains, but there's a lot of. I mean, we're coming up here in the autumn, and Albuquerque doesn't look so wonderful right now. But it is. It's wonderful. The weather is.
Ladies and gentlemen, how many hours a week do you put in this work assignment?
I guess 10. About
Is that all?
That's it.
You're not stealing from the place, all right? Good. And here's the donuts. For years, Graceland College has been known for its donuts. Ladies, is that correct?
What was that?
Did they have donuts here when you came here?
I wasn't here.
You never went. Oh, you were. I'm sorry,
I'm a
man.
kid.
There's the donuts, and I used to take them and not pay for them 20 years ago. Isn't that right, Ed? I hate to admit it, man, but I used to do that. Man, class of 77.
I'm ashamed of you. 56.
56? I was born in 55. I can't believe it. Here's the guy. This is his work assignment, too. Ma'am, is this your work assignment? Kind of. Well, let's get some of them. Evelyn, get one of those donuts.
Well, are we allowed to just?
Yes, honey. Remember, we always were allowed to just to take them.
Well, I never ate much in this
Oh,
one. I
baloney.
just ate those.
Here's Ed McCurdy.
Which kind do you want, Paul?
You know
well,
me,
I want
baby.
the kind with nuts.
Sorry, you guys.
All right, take your time.
We're holding,
You're holding things up. Let's take the whole thing.
Oh, which kind do you want?
Honey, this is a swarming, JD. Remember this place? That's the way I used to do it, buddy. Here are you, and where are you from?
I'm a sophomore from St. Louis.
Atlanta, Georgia.
See, I got a penchant for when to turn the camera on. JD, this shot's for you, baby. JD, look who it is, Howard Bruner. Remember Howard, JD? McCurdy, that's him.
Banker gets the touchdown.
That's Howard.
Line up for the extra point. Chris Cole to attempt the extra point after. Banker takes a 7-3 lead with 5:43 remaining in the first quarter.
He was.
Remember he'd come in for a half.
What?
He didn't know what to say.
Wasn't he a defensive back coach?
Yeah.
Come on, Dave.
The Clipping Phillies will move the ball back to the 2-yard line. Jackson will start at the first and then at the 2-yard line.
It looks good, doesn't it?
I think they called it down.
JD, that's Howard with his wife. Remember how sick she was? See, Ed, I'll take it.
Missouri. Grace College Band. The band is under the direction of
It's dead. Everybody was embarrassed.
There was no place to hide out here.
There's Ed McCurdy talking about the date at Odin. Tell the audience again what you just said, Ed.
No.
This is the practice field where Odin drug the tree branch, and Coach Dudek said, "What the hell is that?" What were you doing?
I think he liked it.
Looks better, doesn't it? Is it 5 o'clock? Yes. Just check in now, man.
I was saying.
Is the man, the myth. Ed McCurdy is the kind of a man that makes women glad that they're with him. Here is Alex. Alex, say hello to Joyce, your grandmother. Say hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandma. Yes, Joyce, he's getting bigger.
Our grandma.
He did say, this is the breakfast that NAOMI, someone has taken bites out of this donut. Who is it?
I saw her make
Ed, who did that?
She baked those donuts this morning.
Quiche, bananas. There's Ed, he's always out there looking for a freebie. So is Paul. There's Brian. He gave up a pair of underwear for his brother-in-law this morning.
I'll bill you later.
I'll bill you later. You will not, you bum. Evelyn was offering a 1-for-1 trade. I leave my dirty pair for your new.
Everybody else is sitting down, okay? You're great, so great.
Alex, say hello to your grandmother. Say hi, Joyce, you knucklehead.
Say hi, Grandma.
Brian, what do you have to say to your mother?
Hi, Mom.
Do you love her?
Love you, Mom.
Okay, that's what I want. How do you feel now? You're 7 months into the pregnancy.
I'm fat.
Do you? You look fat. No. No. Well, I mean the stomach area where she's supposed to, right, Ed?
That's correct.
There's Evelyn, always looking for new things to talk about.
Okay. Brian, where did we get going?
Leaving Graceland College. Brian has been a wonderful host. He is saying goodbye to us. Let's get the kiss between the brother and the sister on tape. Think back to those days in the bathtub when she washed you.
You're a pervert.
Pleasure, Paul.
Ryan, as always, what a great time we had.
I just want you to know that Naomi and I really loved the time when you were up here visiting last time. And we're glad that you're up again this time. And I am sorry if we seemed a little aloof.
Are you
A little aloof?
Are you referring to another trip that we made?
I'm referring to the other time you came to visit.
and we stayed with a certain family in Kansas City?
No, you came and saw us at homecoming.
Yeah, remember? At the apartment?
We did.
Yeah, when Ryan...
And here they go, ladies and gentlemen. Jim and Pam.
You mean you seem to lose how you...
Love Couple 1991. They're going to remake Love Story, and these are the two candidates.
We got the cooler. Get suitcases. Where's that?
Jim Ash and Paul Davis are going to challenge one another to lose some weight. I need to lose 30. What about you, Jim?
I need you to lose 32.
Brian, this is where the tennis courts used to be, JD. Now there's the Shaw Center. There's Gonzalez. Remember that, JD? There's the Swarm Inn. Little booth was erected here. That's right. That was. And I got some picnic benches out here now. Now, if you remember, there used to be a playhouse down there, and this used to be Marietta Hall right here. I believe it's gone. And there's Zimmerman. There's Zimmerman. Still here. There is, I don't know what the name of that building is. These signs were hanging up all over the place. Let's take another walk down memory lane. Here's a couple of current students for the University of Graceland. Whatever the heck. Only some smart people. Have you found her, Evelyn?
No, but I need to tell you something.
All right. Uh-oh, what's that mean?
What do you got here?
Mailboxes. Remember that? This is the bookstore. This is where the hallway. This is where we used to skate. This is where we used to skate. They have redone the floor, the fireplace. Aren't these the same grates that were here years ago? They are. We used to jam into them with our skates. There's the stage. That used to be the TV room in there. They've taken the walls down, and now it's a nice little lounge up there. This is the hallway. Pool table used to be up there. This is where we used to get our skates. Let's see what we got here. This is where I used to work. That's the same water fountain that's been here for years. Movies. Switchboard. I used to work this switchboard right there many years ago, and I was always nervous because I really didn't know how to do it. And I was always afraid I would get that one call that I wouldn't know how to put through. And if I'm not mistaken, in here, there's a printing press back here, or at least there used to be, where you could make signs and stuff. Ma'am, does that ring a bell? It does not. Have you ever been in that room, ma'am?
Yeah, there's a lot of paper and different stuff there.
There used to be a little printing press with inks, and you could make signs. Homecoming, 1881. Yes, it's
You
changed.
can go in there and see if you want to.
I don't want to. I'm afraid to. Let me see. Yes! Kind of. There's the printing press that I worked with. Can you believe it? I don't believe it. Thank you very much, ma'am, for letting me take the time to record this for the memories. I'm sure that anyone who sees this tape says, why is he doing this? This is what it's all about. This was part of my life. Okay. There's the bookstore again. Post office. Swarming. This is Sunday, the day after homecoming.
I'll do Wednesday.
I think he could be a lot happier if he had a good job. You know, he never finished college. Parking is a little bit sad. You know, he's still, he's still ready to be a happy person in a way, but do that again.
Happy birthday, Jimmy! Happy birthday, Jimmy! Happy birthday, Happy birthday!
Well, Shane, keep your hands out. Shane had his birthday in Baltimore Saturday. We celebrated his birthday. His birthday was actually Friday. Now we have some friends gathered here to celebrate it here. Robbie and Ryan have gone off for a few minutes, and Casey is asleep. This is Damien. This is Antonio.
Ryan.
Lindsay. Shane. Sit down. This is Ryan. And who else is here for the birthday? Where is he? There he is.
I'm the monkey man.
The monkey man. Okay, sit down. Sit down, Ryan. And then Andrea's in there. She didn't want to join us today, right? Okay, Casey's asleep. Now I'm going to light the candles. Okay, Shane, see if you can blow out those candles all by yourself. No, Lindsay, sit down, honey.
No, Lindsay. No!
Get up there and blow them, right, Shane.
Sneeze on me. No! No, Lindsay. Yes!
Now, Robbie says he has a present. Is that true?
Yes.
Why don't you give it to him on the video? Ready?
A froggy car.
A frog car?
Pull it back like that.
Oh, wow.
Shane,
What do you say, Shane?
Thank you. Shane, I'll press on it, you'll break it. Shane, I got a present for you too. Let's see it. Shane, look. Look here for the present. Look, you know what you can do? Look, you can go like that, and it comes right back. What's this, Shane? Hey, Shane? Can I, Shane? Pull it back. Pull it back. Can I do something with it? Andrea, let me see that skin first. Ryan, pull it back and just... You have it. You have it. I'm going to show you. Then you go. How come it's going backwards? Look. See? One in. Just touch it. Play it.
That's probably good.
Hi, boys. That time's really long. It's about 12:20.
Everybody eat a hamburger?
Watch. You're supposed to do this. Clean your nail off, and then find a good spot. It's very easy. One, two, back, and then nice fit.
Whoa, dang you! I have one.
Wood chop.
Don't do it hard.
Get some more wood. Right. Get some more wood chop.
Guy who knows everything about everybody because he's always at somebody's house. Philip, he lives in a group home for retired citizens around the corner. Good kid. Yeah. So that is the scene this Sunday afternoon. The Conrad Davis household.
Perk! That's called perfect.
That's your nail.
Well, but no, that's too long, Damien. There's no way that anybody should ride one in that thing. Find a small one. There's a good one. Let's see.
Whoa! Wait. Whoa, that's the longest one.
It's a time game there. Snap it in real straight.
Casey did a job from North Man.
Jump up over like this.
Listen, Paul.
It is Thanksgiving. Shane,
Guess what?
Ryan, Joshua, Jessica, Damian, Kelsey, and Casey. Eat, Casey, eat. Eat. What is today, you guys? And what are we thankful for? Cats? How's the food? Oh, turkey and rolls, cranberries.
Someone says it's dumb. Take a picture of my fork.
No. We're at Jim and Julie's. No, we're not. We're at Jim and Elaine's house. We're at Jim and Elaine's.
More punch.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi. Where's your nose? Yes!
Everybody except the girl.
Don't.
I don't think Greece could ever use it.
Well,
I use canola.
Jim and Julie are here.
Well, why would you want to say bacon grease?
New friend we met tonight?
For a recipe, I guess.
They all sit down together with the kids, like I say.
Recipe's called
John Shadle and his lovely wife are here.
We all eat. My kids and all of them eat at the same time.
John is 74. This is Jim.
I use canola oil, which is the healthiest oil that...
This is Shadle, a wonderful woman. Her husband John, who's 77.
When I first started using canola oil,
And still going strong.
different taste than most.
But he must be clear, stand clear of microwaves for his heart pacemaker.
Not true.
Do you have one though, John?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that. I was guessing.
Well, that's what I eat the cat food in.
What the heck?
Not true. It used to be.
What are we going to do, Shane? What are we going to do?
It's not outside.
So what are we going to do?
Go outside.
Who's that? Casey?
Huh?
And here comes a nice person in the neighborhood. We wonder where Andrea gets her beauty from. There's her mother right there. She's embarrassed about the camera.
No, I know how everybody feels when I put the camera on their face.
This is how we do it in Channel. How would you like to be that woman that went to the funeral of her son that she knifed over Nintendo? And Channel 4 showed up with the camera.
That wasn't me, really, it wasn't.
I can't believe that happened. Here's Casey.
What do I do? Just call them and tell them that my phone's broken or what?
Yeah, I would think so. Let me go out and look for my, do you know how to make this work?
Casey.
You turn this on. And then
Casey.
well, I'm going to just leave that one on.
Casey.
Oh, you have a number?
I just came to check and see if your phone was working.
Yeah.
I asked your son, could you please go there and find out if it's working? Well, my mom already knows it's working.
All right, let's go outside. Come on.
There, here's the phone book. I got to find the glove. These kids are going to get caught here.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Casey.
Mom and Daddy go wait up. My mom go wait up.
Come on, Casey. Casey, come on. What are you doing in there?
He's having trouble with these gigantic boots. Here. Can you walk? He's not going to be able to stop.
Whose footprints are these?
Mine. They're mine. Look at you.
Let's go over here. Come on. You can walk. 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 Yeah, he's walking. Oh, Shane fell down. Look at Casey. Casey, you're walking in the snow. Your first time ever. It's a Sunday afternoon. It is a Sunday afternoon, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Hey.
What's he doing down there?
What do you think, Casey? You want to get up? Yeah. Let's walk.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah, these are mine.
Shane, look into the people on TV and say hi, everybody in TV land.
Hi, everybody. We're going to stay out. We're not going to stay out.
What happened to the snow that was on the slide? Did it melt? Or did you scrape it off?
Not me.
Not me.
I was talking to Shane. What is that? Snow. Snow. Do you want me to get your coat?
Shane, what are you doing?
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
What do you think of that stuff, Casey? Here, eat some. Here, Casey.
That's yucky.
You want to eat it?
No,
Say, oh, don't do something like that. Look at me, he can't even hardly walk.
A slide. There's no on the slide.
Ah! Your glove came off. They're all wet. I'm going to go get them a different tool.
What's your name?
Shane.
Where do you live?
Albuquerque.
Okay. Woo! gloves on.
Huh?
Put it in. Push. Push. Push those little fingers. Oh, does that hurt? Here, make a fist. Go like this. Go like this. That's right. That's right. Put them in. Good.
No, that way. It's no that way.
What's the matter? Here. Casey, push it. Huh?
Take it
You're
home with you.
welcome. What'd they say?
Oh, they said go down and fix like.
Fight. Fight between now and Tuesday. There. Oh, is your finger hurt? Well, what happened last time?
Casey!
You just came back by yourself?
Who are you? He's playing in that snow like he's a monkey. Casey, you like the snow? Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it, Casey? Yeah. Help him up, Shane. There you go. Daddy picked you up by your head. Let's hope grass grows underneath this snow.
Knock his head off.
Who's gonna knock his head off? Go help him, Casey. Go help him.
It's ghost nose. Another thing. You can pick him up by his head.
He fell down. You okay, Casey?
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's yucky.
Casey. Hi. 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 Snow doesn't stay very long in Albuquerque.
have? Yeah. Put your clothes in. Are you a ham already? What are you doing? Huh? Put the clothes in the basket. Yeah.
At Walmart, we believe in having low prices all the time.
Good job. Can you do the rest of them? Hiya. Get the other clothes. Not. What are you doing? Pick up those clothes. Put them in. Huh? Oh, put them in the basket. You got to be a ham with this camera turned on. Casey, put the clothes in the basket. That. Whoa! Whoa! Did you hurt yourself? Where are you going? You like to sit up there? Say, where's your nose? Yes. Where's your eye? What's that? Is that Bert and Ernie? Look who's on TV. Look, Daddy.
Forget the cream puff.
Daddy.
Like you thought. 7th ranked St. John's. That was about it. Duke's 1 point led by 4 quarters of the game.
Where is he? Can you hear him?
The Redmond did get back with the 7. The Cherokee Park, so they got a great dish there. In the end, Duke takes his by 10. The Rockets
there he is.
will have to go to another battery of hard before he can play again. Rockets with their starting 3 close face Atlanta tonight. Close game, all ties in the Hawks with the game's last 12. Kevin Wilson rebound and score. Dominic Wilkins led it with 39. Hawks in Houston. Here's the score by 12 by 9.
Say Dada. Say Daddy.
Ready or not, the Lobos swing back.
Look, there's Daddy.
Against Arizona State.
Do you see him?
Turning over the way things are going a little more quickly than the fans.
Daddy.
Most games most certainly has them down.
Dada. Adam. Daddy. Where's your eye? That's your nose. Where's your ear, Casey? Yeah. Where's your tongue? Do you have a cough? Where's Casey? Are you Casey? What about those clothes? What about the clothes in the basket? Can you put those clothes in the basket? Good boy. Put it in the basket. What are you looking at? That's not the basket. Put him over there. Put him in there. That's right. Good job. Ooh, yes. Can you get the other ones? Yeah. What a great worker. Yeah. Are there some more?
and the supercharged SSEI. And
Hi. Where's Mama? Where's Mama? What do you see?
Make no payments till March. Great gifts, great savings. The holiday 15-hour sale this Saturday at AT&M. The Super is brought to you by Westside GP Go on Tours and Quality GP Go on Moments. I kept chanting, good for you, young man, reading over Scott's script for tonight.
Hey, who's up there?
Sit back and be amazed. Simon Goldfine took up karate at age 5 in his words because he was afraid of bad guys. Now, at the ripe old age of 10, the Albuquerque fifth grader has been certified by an international organization in the use of weapons. No one in the world under 17 had ever done that before.
When I think about it, I see myself, gosh, the whole world. I mean, the world's a pretty big place, and it's really neat to be the only one in the world to have done this.
Simon had to pass a very difficult written test. Now,
I gave Paul the story idea.
Physical demonstration to get certified. Heck, most 10-year-olds can't sit through the slurp half hour. In fact, when the Japanese leaders learned how old Simon was, they were a little antsy about giving him the honor. But during the test, the kid wasn't treated with kid gloves.
Hey.
Wasn't one of those, oh, you know, that's why I took it like everybody else. He continued him. Admirable for a 10-year-old to do something like that. This weekend, Simon will be honored by Wrigley's Believe It or Not. Now, you think with all the success he's had, it will all go right to his head. Well, what happened? Believe it or not.
One of my friends was telling me, why don't you talk to everybody about it and show off? I said, no one would like me if I did.
Kids got the social march down, too. John Stigler, News 4, Albuquerque. December 2nd is the deadline for Albuquerque coming up with a name sponsor for the split tennis attorney, if not Boston Chelsea attorney history here. Little hopes inspired of history in Notre Dame. They signed into a new contract.
Who are you? Dad. Say Casey.
Dad.
Who's Casey?
Saturday.
Where's Casey?
Information from me. And I really don't want to talk about this program no longer. I want to move on. I want to get to the next one. We are told Franconi intends to bring 5 of the turn assistants to Southwest Texas State. They hire a couple of chefs. Well, Salvo checked into
Where's Casey? Are you Casey? What did you do? Did you fix my knee?
Came back to make a respectable Kelly Trujillo that Los Alamos was 21-75, 67. Los Alamos won, the ladies tax for 101. The Hilltop was 4-0. And let me finish up with what we started to take a look at some of the teams around the world. No, no, really doesn't know also is impacted, but 6 months operational.
Did that hurt?
That's really seen there.
Did you hit your head?
By working at the National Fireworks Company in Elton, Maryland, making munitions. Bertie was also women's department leader, cradle roll worker, and most of all, a friend to everyone. In recent years, she moved to Houston to be near her daughter Joyce and her family. 4 years ago, her membership was transferred here to this branch. She has been residing with her husband at the Oak Shadows Retirement Community in Houston. Earlier this year, Bertie and Leroy celebrated their 67th wedding anniversary. Bertie is survived by her husband Leroy Carr of Houston, her son Gerald Leonard Carr of Puerto Rico, daughter Joyce Conrad of Houston, her daughter-in-law Anne Pasquale Carr, and her son-in-law William Conrad. Grandchildren Evelyn Lee Conrad and husband Paul Davis of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Glenn Russell Conrad and wife Ruthie Hill of Kansas City, Missouri. Daniel Leroy Carr Conrad of Houston. Brian Leslie Conrad and wife Naomi Kerr of Des Moines, Iowa. Carl Eric Conrad and wife June Hilbert of Denton, Texas. And Jeanette Marie Carr of Puerto Rico, and 13 great-grandchildren, the 13th born this Christmas Day, all of whom will love and miss her greatly. Do you bow with me, friends? Our eternal Heavenly Father, we thank you for this assembly this morning, for the privilege of joining together in remembering a life of thy daughter Ruth. We do joy in that life. We do celebrate that life. And we do, in our small way, honor her. We ask that your Holy Spirit be here with us in great abundance as we remember, that your spirit of comfort abide with her family now, and that they might feel free to share and to joy and to worship together in her memory. For we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
I have a few scriptures I'd like to read dealing with, I against death and that there is still hope after death. Verse from John chapter 3, verse 32 to 36. He who cometh from above is above all. He who is of the earth is earthly, and speaketh of the earth. He who cometh from heaven is above all. And what he has seen and heard that he testified, and but few men received his testimony. He who hath received his testimony has set to his seal that God is true. For he whom God hath sent speaketh the words of God. For God giveth him not the Spirit by measure, for he dwelleth in him, even the fullness. The Father loveth the Son, and hath given all things unto his hand. And he who believeth on the Son hath everlasting life, and shall receive of his fullness. That he who believeth not the Son shall not receive his fullness, for the wrath of God is upon him. Also, I'd like to read from John chapter 14, verse 1 through 4. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And when I go, I will prepare a place for you, and come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, ye may be also. And whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know. I'd also like to read a little section from Corinthians, dealing with the glories of God, chapter 15, verses 40 through 44. Also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial and bodies celestial, but the glory of the celestial one and the terrestrial another and the celestial another. There is one glory of the sun, another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. And there is a spiritual body. Finally, I'd like to read a section from 2 Nephi in the Book of Mormon, chapter 6, verse 40 through 37. This is dealing with Christ died for our sins. There's hope afterwards, and dealing a little bit with what happens to us after death. Behold, my beloved brethren, I speak to you these things that you may rejoice and lift up your heads forever, because of the blessings which the Lord God shall bestow upon your children. For I know that you have searched much, many of you, to know of things to come. Wherefore I know that you know that our flesh must waste away and die. Nevertheless, in our bodies we shall see God. I know that you know that in the body he shall show himself to those at Jerusalem, whence we came, for it is expedient that he should be among them. For it behoves the great Creator that he suffer himself to become subject to man's flesh, and die for all men, that all men might become subject to him. For as death has passed upon all men to fulfill the merciful plan of the great Creator, there must be a power of resurrection. And the resurrection must come to man by reason of the fall, and the fall came by reason of transgression. And because man became fallen, he was cut from the presence of the Lord, wherefore there must be an infinite atonement. Save it should be an infinite atonement, this corruption could not put on incorruption. Wherefore the first judgment which came upon man must have remained to an endless duration. If so, his flesh must lay down to rot, and to crumble to its mother earth, to rise no more. Oh, the wisdom of God, his mercy and grace! For behold, if the flesh should rise no more, our spirits must become subject to that angel who fell from before the presence of the eternal God, and became the devil, to rise no more. And our spirits must have become like him, and we become devils, angels to a devil, to be shut out from the presence of our God, and to remain with the father of lies, in misery like himself. Even to that being who begot our first parents, who transforms himself nigh to an angel of light, and stirs up the children of men into a secret combination of murder, and all manner of secret works of darkness. Oh, how great the goodness of our God, who prepares a way for our escape from the grasp of this awful monster, even that monster, death and hell. which I can call the death of the body and also the death of the spirit. Because of the way of deliverance of our God, the Holy One of Israel, this death of which I have spoken, which is the temporal, shall deliver up its dead, which death is the grave. And this death of which I have spoken, which is the spiritual death, shall deliver up its dead, which spiritual death is hell. Wherefore death and hell must deliver up their dead, and hell must deliver up its captive spirits. And the grave must deliver up its captive bodies, and the bodies and the spirits of men will be restored to life. And it is by the power of the resurrection of the Holy One of Israel. Note how great the plan of our God, for on the other hand the paradise of God must deliver up the spirits of the righteous, and the grave deliver up the body of the righteous. And the spirit, the body is restored to itself again, and all men become incorruptible and immortal. And they are living souls, having a perfect knowledge like us in the flesh, save it be that our knowledge shall be perfect. Wherefore we shall have a perfect knowledge of all our guilt, and all our uncleanness, and all our nakedness. And the righteous shall have a perfect knowledge of their enjoyment, and their righteousness being clothed with purity, even with the robe of righteousness. And it shall come to pass that when all men shall have passed from this first death to life, insomuch as they have become immortal, they must appear before the judgment seat of the Holy One of Israel. Then comes the judgment, and then it must be judged according to the holy judgment of God. Now I'd like you to join us in singing the Old Path, hymn number 158, and afterwards provide an opportunity for the family members to remember some fond memories of our grandmother, and also some hopefully humorous memories, and try to bring her, remember her as she was, not as she is about.
Granddad, are you hearing all this so far? My name is Paul Davis. I'm married to Evelyn. I'm just a bit here. I'm married to this Evelyn. All week we've been trying to figure out a way that we could, make today's memorial service kind of something you want to remember. Just to give you all a little bit of the history of what happened this week, me and Evelyn and our family came in from New Mexico Sunday, and Sunday night we went to Granddad's house, Leroy over here, to have Evelyn's birthday party, because Evelyn's birthday was the 19th. And Evelyn hadn't seen Nana, as we called her, Bert, for a year, and Bert has not been too aware, at least it hasn't seemed on the outside, for the last year, that she's been too aware of everything. And when we got there, Granddad had her in a wheelchair, and we got the cake and the ice cream, and well, one of the first things that happened, the thing that I wanted to share with you all, is Evelyn was very close to her grandmother, closer than any. I've never seen anyone be as close to a grandmother as Evelyn was to her grandmother. And she went to her grandmother and grabbed her hand and said, "Nana, do you recognize me? It's me. Who is this?" Or something like that. And she said, "Oh, Evelyn, I've missed you. You said I've missed you so much." And she said, "I've missed you a lot too." It was just very, very neat. And I had kind of felt, and thinking about how it all could have happened, it could have happened differently. I feel in a way that Nana, I don't know, I just think it was like Evelyn was here and someone she loved very much, and it was maybe a good time for her, and Evelyn was able to be with her in the hospital, the ambulance, and the fire engine came to Granddad's house and took her to the hospital, and I really feel like Nana had one last gift in her, and it was to give Evelyn. How many of us have never had people we've lost? And we missed that last chance to say, "Hey, I've got to tell you this. I love you." It's so hard sometimes. And I feel like that was her last gift to Evelyn. Granddad, I heard this through the grapevine, was saying maybe that he didn't think a memorial service was such a great idea, because it seems that at a lot of memorial services, the thing is to get up and to say a lot of wonderful things about people and make them sound like the next best thing to Jesus, when maybe they weren't. And then it was Bill who reminded Granddad that Nana had liked the thought. She talked about death. When I met her in '75 as a young Graceland college student, being taken by a granddaughter to meet her for Thanksgiving in Maryland, we talked all the time about when she was going to get old and die. And Bill remembered that he thought it was her intention to have some way, a little gathering like this. We decided to have, and listen to this. And I'm always supposed to be sharing my fond memories here, but I learned this week, because of my profession, I'm not afraid to talk. But as we talked with Evelyn's family, it's not as easy for everybody. So I feel like, and I said to the Lord outside in the parking lot, "Let me be your mouthpiece this morning." But Granddad, we decided to have Nana cremated, and I didn't understand at first. It's not the norm. It's starting to become more of a normal thing for cremation. And when I had Granddad alone, we were alone when the call came from the hospital that she passed away. And I kind of started to, throw some things at him, and I somewhere along the line he said to me that he didn't want all the scattered grandchildren to have to dig into their pocketbooks, to scramble with the airlines and figure out a way to get to Houston in such short notice for a memorial service. And I thought that was thinking about the offspring, the grandchildren, and I just thought that was really special. We spent all week trying to figure out in this, if you look on your format sheet, fond memories, And I was saying to everybody, well, you know, you can get up and you can talk. We want to mourn here today. Oh, the point I wanted to make, and I missed it, was that with cremation, it just feels like, to me, and I think everyone has expressed this to me, that Nana died Monday. We did the paperwork, as a matter of fact, Granddad and I, Monday night, and it was done. And I know that we've kind of missed the time that you officially sit down and let the tears come. And I think it's important that we cry and grieve a little bit today if we want to. But I also think that there were a lot of neat things about this lady that folks who are here maybe to support Joyce and her family and Bill. It would help if you walked away from here today knowing a little bit about this woman. And so we decided earlier in the week that we were each going to try to come up here and share, you know, what we remembered. And then it seemed like this person, that person said, "Paul, you just start talking, and maybe if I'm not crying, I'll come up and say some things." So I kind of played reporter and started to drill these people with questions the last couple of days. And I want to at this point say that it's an open forum. I want to try to get the ball rolling. Granddad, we admit, and you know more than anybody, married to her many, many years, 67. Nana had her faults, but we all have our faults. She had some good things to remember too. And you know, I wish y'all could have been at Joyce's house last night, because she was in the easy chair, remembering things, and I'm trying to write them down. And I said, "Joyce, if you can hold that magic, that joy that you feel in your heart for tomorrow." And she said, "Oh, I don't know. You know how I'll get when the service starts." But I want to invite everyone to feel free to just come up here, or if you want to say something, I'm going to walk over to you with the mic, because we want Granddad to hear everything. So if something strikes you, just raise your hand, and I'm going to come to you, and I'm going to give you the mic. She always said this: there was a place for she was a neat freak in a way, a place for everything and everything in its place. And when Evelyn and I are squabbling in our house about the untidiness of the home because the four women are making a mess, I always kind of say, it's a shame you're not like your grandmother. You know, a place for everything in its place. I remember that. Joyce, you know, she had two children, Jerry and Joyce. And Joyce was telling me about how she had a special communication line with her mom, that they used to lie in bed at night and share. I guess Nana was trying to learn what was going on in her child's life and not being, you know, stepping away from the parent role and just being a friend. And Joyce was talking about how she can remember as a child growing up laying in bed and Nana laying right there with her with the same pillow and sharing stories. Joyce was telling me how her mom would mingle with her teenage friends. They would go skating, and Nana, Bert, would go too. Sounds like your mom? Good. Nana was very protective, and she had a lot of her own ideas, and she knew exactly where she stood on a lot of issues. But Joyce was saying that she feels like in the end it turned out that Nana knew exactly what she was talking about. She was a very protective mother, but it all worked out for the best. Anybody who knows Joyce, or Jerry for that matter, knows that she did well. She was saying how her and her mother cooked together. And that may be a lost, now in the 90s. You know many mothers and daughters who actually share recipes and cook in the kitchen. One of the funny things I remember a long time ago, Granddad, and don't get up and hit me for this, but she was a kid. I remember dinners at her house with Evelyn on Sunday nights, and we'd get her and Granddad talking about the past, and it was great, and you wanted them not to stop. And she was talking about how she almost married a man named Bill Wilson. Almost, but she chose Granddad instead, and she has said since then that it was a good decision because Bill Wilson died when he was 40. So she made the right decision. Joyce was reminding me last night, Jerry, you may remember this, one summer, or I don't know when the time of year was, but she was making cookies for you two. And you and Joyce kept coming back into the house up there in Elk Mills, Maryland. It's a small little, they had a real nice house. And you guys kept coming in for more cookies. And she couldn't figure out what you were doing with them all. And it turns out Joyce and Jerry were feeding the rest of the neighborhood with cookies. Granddad worked at a mill. 40 years, Granddad?
50 or more.
50 or more. Never missed a day. Worked long hours. Nana had the kids set up a Rice Krispies Crunch stand, and they would feed the mill workers as they came away from work. And they would charge a penny for the little squares. You know those Rice Krispies squares. She was involved in lots of clubs. Joyce, a sewing club, homemakers club. She liked having, I remember, she loved having her living room and her friends come and meet in a circle. Oh, Joyce was telling us about when she was, Joyce, you want to share the story about when someone accused you of commenting about someone else's haircut?
One day I was walking home from school and I was about 11 or 12 and I wore pigtails. And the girl across the street came out on the porch and said to me, well, where are you coming from with your George Washington hairdo? And I thought, well, why does she say a thing like that to me? And turned out the girl thought I had said that her hair looked like a mop. Which I had not said. I actually knew the person that said it because she was visiting with that girl at that moment. Well, I went home and told my mother because I felt like I had been accused of something that I felt really misused. And so my mother says, well, we'll nip this in the bud because that was her favorite thing. When something's getting started and it's going to be bad, you better nip it in the bud. So she went out into the lane and called these two girls out. And she says, I want to have a talk with you girls. And I think at the beginning they were going to tell, the little girl was going to tell a lie. But my mother looked at her very sternly and said, and I don't want any lies. And at that point the girl said, yes, I'm the one who said it.
All the songs that we sang today or heard today or will do when we're finished here, they were all songs that Nana said that she loved the most. So they had a bearing on why we used them. I don't remember this way before my time, but she did solos in church. Did a lot of singing in church. Granddad, I learned last night for the first time that Nana, I could never figure out why she never drove a car. I never saw her drive a car. And I think I got, would you care to tell this or you want me what I heard? Well, I just heard that every time Nana got behind the wheel of a car, she had an accident. You correct me, Granddad. I understand that she took her, when she was taking her driving test, she had an accident. Is that correct?
She had an accident, another car ran across her, crossed her, and that stopped her from driving. She didn't like to drive.
You decided that you should do it. Leave the driving to Leroy. Evelyn told me a long time ago, and I'd forgotten it until this week. Granddad, is this true? She liked Johnny Carson until she found out how much money he made? That was Granddad. Glenn, you told a wonderful story last night about your 2 haircut day. You want to share that with us?
Fellas, back in my younger days, I didn't quite
I cared too much for haircuts, and I was going to have my hair as long as I could. And one summer I went up to visit my grandparents, and they decided my hair was too long. So grandfather gave me a haircut. Well, took my bath, I washed my hair again, my hair dried out, and then they decided that my hair was still too long, so they gave me another haircut. But last night I was thinking some more about my grandmother. I haven't really seen her all that much over the past few years because I live in Kansas City and I wasn't always able to get down, go around and visit the family. And I started thinking of some of the memories I had back then. I realized most of the memories I've had of my grandmother is that she was happy. I can't remember a time seeing her sad, at least not for any significant amount of time. She was always cheerful, and whenever we were down, she was still cheerful and cheered us up. And that just struck me because how many people can you really say that about? I can't even say that much about myself sometimes. But some of the memories I have that I remember the most, I guess, is my grandmother's homemade applesauce. They had a couple of apple trees out in their yard. When I was up there visiting, my grandmother would tell me to go out and get some apples for the applesauce. So I'd go out to the tree, pick what I could reach, and pick a few of the good ones that I could find on the ground, come in with a little bit. My grandma would say, "That's all you got? Like all the good ones. Goes, go out and get all of them." So I go out and pick them up off the floor, some of these apples didn't really look too good. Because he goes, we're going to be cutting off the bad parts and everything. This should make the applesauce. That was so good. When we put cinnamon in it, that was a taste I have learned to love ever since. So whenever I think of my grandmother, I think of homemade applesauce with cinnamon. And but I have a little trouble collating my thoughts. We have so many good memories, it's sort of hard to decide what to say sometimes. But one of the things that I'm very long is I've noticed that she always wanted you to be doing your best. Whenever I went to church, I always had to wear a sport coat and tie. Even though I didn't always like it, I could always tell that, that was her way of showing how much she loved me. Because she loved us so much that she wanted us to keep us in as well as other people. And that's one of the other things I love very much and very much is that, if I was to think of the one thing about her that I do, it's not really that something you really picture, but it's that she loved me so much. And, whether it's all the home cooking she's done, the time she's spent talking, and all this type of stuff, everything she did said, I love you. She may not have always said it all the time, but the message was still always getting across. And whenever I think about my grandmother, I always know that. Paul asked me last night whether or not I felt she loved me, and I was able to say, yes, I never doubted it. There's never a time when I felt she didn't. Whenever I was doing something wrong, which was frequently, and she'd correct me, I always knew that she was saying, I love you, while she was correcting me. And she sort of provides the example of correcting that I would like to be able to do with my own kids. But I'm not always all that good at doing it. But the memories I have, you know, are good memories. And that's how I'm going to remember it. And another thing I want to say is that in the scriptures, they say that when someone dies, they will give up their breath. It doesn't say they're going to die of a disease or anything like that. It says it's their time, they just give up their breath. My grandmother lived a full life. She was active in life. And even though medical science says you have to come up with a name for anything as to why they died, I like to think of it as my grandmother gave up her breath. She had lived her life. And she's still going to be living within my heart because I'm still going to carry those memories with me.
Some of the things that Glenn also said last night, he remembers that applesauce with cinnamon. Glenn said that she fit into his ideal image of what a grandmother was supposed to be. He laughed about how when Granddad was going through a stage when he was taking like gobs and gobs of pills, vitamins, etc., Granddad could down maybe 2 dozen or so with a tiny gulp of water. Nana would be taking 1 vitamin pill and needed an entire igloo full of water to get it down. Carl and Glenn were saying last night how they loved her cooking, but there was one thing that she cooked that they didn't appreciate. Beef. She was very style conscious, Joyce was telling me. Would not go anywhere without at least having a chance to look at the mirror, make sure that everything was right. One of the things that, kind of a legacy, if you will, one of the many legacies that people pass on is that whenever Evelyn has had any of our children, her mother Joyce has come to stay with us for a week. And you know, it's funny when I grew up watching television, you watch the shows that portray the son-in-law who can't get along with the mother-in-law. I always welcomed Joyce's trips because it made things easier on Evelyn. Well, Joyce was saying how Nana would do that for her way back. It wasn't just a week, though. It was for a month, or maybe a month or a couple of weeks. A funny story, Evelyn, you told us so well, her allergies. And this is kind of interesting.
Well, my grandmother suffered from allergies all her life, I guess. All of my life, she told me that she was allergic and she'd be sniffing. And it got to be to the point where I thought, it was like, come on, you can't be allergic to everything. Is it really an allergy? And one time I remember she was in the hospital for some reason. And I went in there and I saw in her card where it said she was allergic to chicken. Now she cooked chicken all of her life. She made some of the best fried chicken you could ever eat. And it said she was allergic to chicken. And she said, well, I've been feeling kind of funny when I've eaten chicken lately. And besides, I want steak in this house. So she was a pretty smart woman.
I learned for the first time the other night that there was some kind of a quirk in the system, if you will, regarding Bertha's middle name. Joyce, you know this better than I. Would you explain it for everybody?
My grandmother named my mother after a neighbor and a friend, and my grandfather used to say, "Now, Anna, you didn't give that child the right name because that neighbor's name is not Bertha Viola, it's Bertha Violet." But my mother went through life with Bertha Viola, and then one day the neighbor she was named after died, and the obituary appeared in the paper, and sure enough the name was Bertha Violet. My mother just had a tizzy because she said, "There, that was the name I was supposed to have, and I don't like Viola." But no matter what, she still had to stick with that name that was on her birth certificate.
I was asking Joyce to give me some background on Leroy and Bert, and I learned that they went to school together, grade school. They were both about 24, 25-ish when they got married. About a 4.5-year courtship. And I remember way back hearing the story from Granddad about their honeymoon trip to Atlantic City. Granddad just said, "Oh my goodness." Granddad, once and for all, is it true that you had 4 flat tires on that trip?
I left the new tires at home.
He says he left the new tires at home. Carl also was telling me last night how he remembers the cooking, but he didn't like the beets. Tell me when to stop, Carl, if you want me to. But, one trip, your grandma taught you a very interesting little hobby. You want to talk, or should I just go ahead? Well, he just told me that his grandmother taught him to crochet when he was Why not?
And he was very good at it.
And you were crocheting a blanket, granny squares. So I guess
On the trip up from there, he made granny squares all the way. All the way from Maryland to Houston, he crocheted granny squares. It was really great because he had a real nice trip.
Carl was also talking about when they went and visited Nana and Granddad up in Elk Mills, Maryland, and they had this house, and then they had this row of houses across the street, and probably a little dirt road between the two. And Carl was telling me about the time that he and Brian, I don't know how old you were, but you ran into some girls in that area that were your own age. And Nana took Brian and Carl aside and said, "Oh, it's okay if you want to make friends with those young ladies. It's fine with me. They're okay." I'm just about out of what I took down on notes. Personally, and I'm going to pass the baton soon, I remember Evelyn taking me to Elk Mills for Thanksgiving. It must have been 75. We drove from Graceland to Maryland. And I was very nervous because Evelyn told me that I was going to get put under the microscope. Nana was going to try to figure out where I was coming from and where I was headed real quick. I remember being shown my room, and I slept in what used to be Jerry's bed, I think. Had my own little room, and I went into the bathroom. And you have to remember, I was from a family of 5 kids in Baltimore. And I go into the bathroom, and there's a nice towel, and a washcloth, and then another towel. And there's these little name tags. Paul, welcome to our home. These are your towels. And I said, this is great. I remember her and Granddad fighting, bickering, the way older folk do. And I remember thinking, poor Leroy, he's getting it right now. But by the time we all finished supper and were doing the dishes, everything was all patched up. And They seem to have a really wonderful relationship, and it's the kind that you could only dream that you'll have with your wife.